Now, the college football top 25 rankings brought to you by Allstate. We'll count them down starting at number 25. One of those teams from the group of five, Houston, 8-0. Toledo also one of the unbeatens. Houston has had a terrible strength of schedule, and then Temple still in the top 25 after the single loss in a tight, tough game against Notre Dame.
Houston, Toledo, and Temple, all three right there in that top 25 spot.
And then you go 16 through 20, Mississippi State, A&M, and Ole Miss, counting it up 20-18. Michigan, a two-loss team, and Florida State, only the loss on the fluke play at the end against Georgia Tech, but not necessarily highly regarded by the selection committee, as Florida State's strength of schedule is not great at 62. Their strength of record, which measures how well you played against your schedule, according to our metrics people, ranks in the top 20, but that's about it. So the Seminoles sitting at 16 with a huge game coming up against Clemson this weekend. In the top 15, undefeated Oklahoma State, who has TCU this weekend, is a spot ahead of their Bedlam rival Oklahoma, Oklahoma is very similar to Ohio State last year, a team that's playing very well, but they have a terrible loss on their resume with the loss to Texas.
Yeah, and their best win right now, Tennessee, who's 4-4.
4-14.
That wasn't the greatest thing. But how about Memphis at 13? I think that's interesting. I think you could make a case to put them higher.
I thought Stanford would be a little higher also.
Memphis has a two-touchdown win over Ole Miss. I mean, two-touchdown win and undefeated. I can move them higher than that.
Well, one of the important things, too, is you had a couple of other teams from the American Conference ranked. Now, whether they stay that way, that could further boost Memphis' resume. And should Ole Miss win the SEC championship, that would be quite a bullet point on the Tiger resume. So that's how we have them through 11. Stanford sitting at 11. I thought Florida might be a little bit higher. They only lost on the road against LSU. And look at Iowa, undefeated. Strength of schedule has not been great, among the worst in the Power 5 conferences, but they're perfect.
Here's what's interesting is Notre Dame is ranked above Florida. So later on, Clemson's record with Notre Dame on it and LSU with Florida on it, Clemson's going to have a better record right now because their team that they beat is higher. I thought Florida would be a little higher also.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
In any realm in this world, should Iowa be ranked ahead of Memphis?
If people on the selection committee believe that they're better.
You said when you look at these teams, when you said with Alabama,
win over Wisconsin,
when you look at Iowa, I would say that yes, it is feasible that Iowa's higher than Memphis.
And you know, the other thing, David, I think that is fair. Memphis is prolific offensively for sure, but Memphis has also had 4 or 5 games this year in which they've had double-digit deficits. Now, they deserve a lot of credit for being able to come back and win those games, but at the same time, they also have to deal with the fact that they've trailed a lot of teams, but still a solid ranking for the Tigers. So we've gone 20